So walk us through part 2, Mike.
All right, phase 2, you can see that we have the edging here to separate phase 1 from phase 2, but as soon as we get started, we'll pull all of this out. We're going to be putting the same kind of rock from there all the way down and around here. You can't see it very well, but there's actually some bullet edgers down here, and that goes all the way up. We'll pull out pretty much everything here. This crabapple tree is growing into the lilac bush, so we have to keep one or the other, or possibly get rid of both. So in here you see this is another thistle forest that we're going to have to get rid of. We're just going to uncover all this here, the patio area. We're going to get rid of all the weeds in here. We may keep this. It has a nice little natural sandstone border in here. Good chance we'll be picking all these steppers up and resetting them. And then up here you have all these weeds, which are good pollinators, but they're kind of unsightly, so we're just going to get rid of those. And then let the arbs kind of grow into there, and we're going to trim those up, make them look nice. A lot of weeds we're going to be taking out of here just to isolate some of the nice junipers and things like that. Anything like this we'll be getting rid of. It's more of an eyesore than nice looking. So pretty much all along here we'll be getting rid of just to keep the junipers. We'll be trimming up this tree over here. We've got this one here that we can barely see, but it looks really nice. We'll trim up around here, pull out a lot of these weeds, and we'll make this a nice looking area. We also have a spot up top if we go up the stairs, so we're going to be keeping these. These are actually set really well. The steppers here, not so much. And so we're probably going to raise these up so they're at a nice level grade with this step. We're going to trim up these so the walking path is a little easier to get through. There's actually a lot of good pollinators over here, so we'll probably try to keep a lot of that in there, because it does look pretty nice. We'll just get rid of all the things that doesn't grow so nicely with all those. We will also be trimming up this hydrangea. It's actually scratching against the house right now, and homeowners don't really like listening to that when it's windy. So it's going to take a lot of hard work, but eventually we will get there and the homeowners will be satisfied.
Take us through part 2, Mike.
Part 2, originally we stopped here for part 1, but we continued the rock down. We also added in some solar lights, reset a lot of the edging, and added some more limestone. And then we added another bed full of mulch. We also put in some Vinca minor. It's a ground cover. And we brought this edging on to curve around. Also put some steppers in here so we can get into this little area here. We added a grouping of plants. Some coral bells, some snake root, put some more steppers leading up to the faucet here, added another stepper there, put sod in this area. Originally it was a bunch of rock. We reset these steppers so it's more of a patio leading up here. Now it's completely flush and it leads up to the steps. We also have the bears here on stepper pads. We found this bird bath over in the other area, put it on a stepper pad, and now it's kind of a nice set for the patio. We also cleared the path here so it's easier to walk up. And then Alex did a great job on the edging here. He faced the rock straight up to make a very obvious set of edging. cleaned up all the weeds through here, added some dogwood from various places. We also put a memento to the homeowner in rock, and we ripped out a bunch more through here. You could barely even tell there were trees here. Took out a bunch of willows with a chainsaw. Did the same pattern of edging around this area. It looks a lot more interesting than it did. I'm very happy with how it went. And then to finish it off, we have all these birch trees over here and a beech tree. We added some prairie drop seed around this birch here, threw in a dogwood. We defined the edging here and filled it with mulch. And next year we'll put a few more plants in it to create a better space, but for now the bed's made. We also tore out a bunch of rock that was in here for reasons I don't know why, but then we replaced this with sod, and we can kind of barely see the seams, but by next spring it'll be just a regular patch of grass, so it won't be as seamed up like it is right now. Up here we tore out there was a bunch of grass kind of getting in here. There was also a bunch of Joe Pye weed and other various weeds that were in here. The only thing that we decided to leave as far as plants was this guacamole hosta. I think it gives a nice burst of color and it'll actually spread throughout here. There's going to be a few lily of the valley that are going to be popping up right along the trees here. We threw some limestone in here and other various rocks to give it kind of a nice accent. And so a lot of this was tore out. This was unrecognizable, but now all the edging lines are well defined. And that is going to conclude the project.